Will Montana's secret weapon be unlocked tonight? Houston hopes not, attempting to beat down a heavy underdog, something many teams have failed to do already in Week 12. Dallas has risen to the top of the Great East, now a game and a half ahead of the competition. Can the Ramblers get another upset win over a divisional opponent at home tonight? And the Charlotte Royals escaped Cleveland last week thanks to 2 punt blocks for scores. Will they find the same magic tonight in Florida, where the Sharks try to put together their first win streak of the season? We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 12 continues right here on BFN. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football as 90 minutes of UFL football starts now as we have kickoff in Houston, Nashville, Daytona Beach, all underway, and we are ready to go. We got a great slate of games for you tonight. I am UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. Happy to be with you here tonight, and Blake Green is sacked on the very first play. Lou Marks, one of the best in the league, actually 3rd best in the league in sacks coming into the day, immediately makes a difference up front and sacks the Montana quarterback. Houston's in orange and white tonight. Montana in the all-white. White and blue for Charlotte, with the darker blue and white for Florida. In Tennessee, they got orange and pewter, and Dallas has white and blue. Blake Green fires over to the far side to make it more 3rd and manageable. And we are just underway here on UFL Game Night. Settle in. We got plenty of football and YOUGO action to get to throughout the evening. 3 times the games, 2 times the bingo disappointment. It's game night. Welcome into the chat, Jesse, Void, Robert, Think Outside, Jesse Fritz, and Portia. Blake Green on 3rd down and 13. That pass to the sideline, almost intercepted, but they ruled that the defender for Houston did not get his feet down in bounds. That was tough. Upper left-hand corner. Let's take another look. He did make the catch. Can we get a foot zoom in? No, we're not going to get a very good angle on that at all. So maybe a tough break there for Houston, but they do force a 3 and out on the Silvertips here to start. This is a good kick down to the 20-yard line, and Tennessee has a block on the opening drive. Touchdown Ramblers on a blocked punt. And Tennessee takes an early 6-0 lead. That return officially from 13 yards away for our first score of the day. And just like that, the East's top record, 8-2 Dallas, goes down early against the Ramblers. Charlotte has moved the ball past midfield. Houston has moved the ball past midfield. Let's go to Florida, where John Clements cannot find a completion at the sticks. Ron Haynes asking about the block punts. Yeah, in fact, Charlotte had 2 against Cleveland. The first time that's ever happened in a UFL game, and that's how Charlotte was able to win their last time out, 23-20. The updated Great East playoff picture has Charlotte hanging on to that 5-5 record in the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee is just behind Charlotte, and Milwaukee plays Wichita tonight in prime time. 2 of the top 4 scoring offenses in the league, Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith, have that call later this evening. On a 3rd down and 11 for Charlotte. We'll get to how these teams improved this week in just a moment. John Clements fires to the far sideline. That is also incomplete, and Florida is going to get a stop on their opening possession. Charlotte looking for Ianojo Abaratsabo. So Montana had the option to, among game plan suggestions, there goes Travius James for Dallas all the way down to the Tennessee 40 as the Talons look to respond off of that special teams gaffe. It's 4th down and 7 for Houston. They'll have to punt it away unless they attempt to go for a long field goal against Montana. It'd be a 54-yarder. Speaking of long field goals, a 61-yard attempt for Charlotte. That would have shattered the UFL record, and I actually think that Douglas had the leg on that kick, but he missed it wide left. So Florida's going to get good field position on their opening drive. So Montana had the opportunity in lieu of game plan of adjustments of tripling down on progression this week. So this is all the things that Montana elected to do. We talked about the secret weapon at the beginning of the show. Jermichael Dixon for Montana returned a kickoff against Rochester. It's the only kick return this season by any team in the league, as Blake Green's pass is caught for a first down. And so Montana elected to unlock Dixon, make him the kick returner full time, and actually boosted his kick and punt return attribute to 99, as K. Marion had that last catch. So Montana did that. They also became the first team in the UFL, despite many having the opportunity, to boost their punter. Montana has really been struggling in the punt game, in the field position game, and then distributed 50 points of carry to their top receivers, running back, and quarterback, as Montana has had a fumble issue. The Silvertips, who now have a first down at the Houston 34, have not been a bad team this season, but they have lost a lot of opportunities, let's say, with ill-timed turnovers and poor red zone attempts. So Montana hoping that all of those adjustments on 4th down and inches, Florida goes for it. That's a first down to the Charlotte 35-yard line. So how about Florida getting ballsy on their opening possession? Blake Green goes down. That is Drew Drizzy with the sack, his first of the day, the second already for Houston. It is raining in Texas, not heavy rain, but a steady rain, as that is Joe Francis getting Florida into the red zone. That's unclaimed Lamont Rutledge, the second, down to the 9-yard line. It looks like Dallas is in the red zone. A pass hauled in by unclaimed Isaiah Taylor. Joe Francis and the Sharks following that 61-yard missed field goal with the pump fake, and the throw to the back of the end zone that is caught for a 9-yard touchdown. That is Michael Joseph in the back of the end zone for the Florida score. And the Sharks, who are coming off their most points of the season last week, have an opening drive touchdown against the 5-5 Charlotte Royals. 3rd down and 2 for Montana. Fires inside the 20. It's picked off. Intercepted by Roback on a diving attempt, as Charlotte dives to block that extra point, but to no avail. The kick is good. 7-0 Florida. It's 2nd and goal at the 2 for Cameron Duty. He takes a sack. And another look in the upper left-hand corner on Roback. Did he get the hands under the ball? I think he did. Beautiful interception by Houston, and the turnover bug strikes again against the Silvertips. Cameron Duty coming off the sack. He was brought down by Mike Rodick. That sets up his 3rd down and goal at the 6-yard line for Cameron Duty and the Talons. Back to throw. Duty's pass into the end zone, knocked away and incomplete. A 3-for-6 start for Cameron Duty, and Dallas will have to settle for our first field goal make likely of the evening. would be the second attempt since Charlotte missed the 61-yarder, which resulted in the Shark touchdown just 7 plays later. DJ Simeon has a first down, picking up 8 to the 22-yard line, and the 23-yard field goal for Dallas is up and good. So 3's off the board, 23's off the board, and the Talons at least somewhat respond back with a field goal. 7-3, Tennessee with the lead. We mentioned at the beginning of the program that Tennessee could be going after another upset in the division. Their last win was here in this building against St. Louis, 31-18. The Rivermen went down in an upset, so Tennessee can beat just about anybody. St. Louis is actually a half game back of first place, not only in the Central Division, but the entire Great East Conference. But are currently your number 5 seeds, as they are not in the division lead. Chris Curtis with the carry for Charlotte gets up to the 28-yard line. Simeon still running hard up to the 32 for Houston. The team closest to scoring position, I suppose, would be Houston. Both Charlotte and Houston with a third down opportunity here. Clements' pass is caught for a first down to the 40-yard line. He's 4 of 7. Houston will hand it off. That's close. Simeon is brought down short. Tackle made by unclaimed linebacker Brendan Buchanan of Montana. Excellent stop from the Silvertips, and Houston will have to punt it away. And you can see right down the line, that was a great look. Job by our camera crew in a scoreless first quarter in rainy Houston. Stephon Hurdle III on his first carry for Tennessee. He is yanked down from behind for a loss, and John Clements is yanked down by Orlando for a 9-yard loss. Second down and 19 coming up for Charlotte. They have had a sack problem. Blake Green, 3 of 5 for 52 yards and an interception to start the ball game for Montana.
Here we go.
We talked about Montana's adjustments. Tennessee, surprisingly, despite the many active members on the squad, did not make any adjustments this week. Snyder's 2 for 2 for 31 yards. That pass is caught by Max Capone. And every other team in game night tonight, which is very unusual, coming off of a win, including Florida and Charlotte, who do not currently possess a winning record. John Clements fires this, intercepted at the 49-yard line. That is Washington. Johnny Washington with the interception, taking over the quicks released by Florida this week after some contract disputes, as Snyder gets it past the 30, first down Tennessee. So Johnny Washington and Trevante James, your new cornerback duo in Florida. Washington makes the interception on a high throw from Clements, and what a start for the Florida Sharks here this afternoon. Montana's got a first down nearing midfield, but Tennessee is across midfield, trying to extend their lead over the Dallas Talons, who are just a half game back of Vegas and Salt Lake for first place in the entire UFL. Green flips that one out. Lost yardage 4 to be, in fact, for K. Marion. Morton on the tackle. Second down and 10 for Tennessee at the Dallas 26-yard line. As Joe Francis's pass goes awry, his first incompletion today. A handoff to Sherman, the first carry for Tennessee's change of pace back. Tackled by Bernstein in the backfield, his first. Francis on a third down and 4, delivers again. Florida in the red zone. Montana not going much of anywhere. Jason Williams, who had a hot start to the season, has cooled off of late. 25 yards on his first 4 carries. Tennessee
50, plant.
as that was Gordon with the catch for Florida into the red zone. Tennessee has a 3rd down and 12 from the 28. George Snyder's going to take off and run and get a little bit closer for his kicker. It'll be about a 37-yard field goal there. Let's go to Florida in the red zone, where Francis dials that one up to Sauce K out of the backfield, only to the 18-yard line. 3:06 to go. 37-yard field goal for Tennessee. And the Ramblers' kick is up and good.
Come on, set. 18 Gator.
10 and 37
He's coming. Double up. Double
off
up,
your
double
board.
up.
Montana has to punt, and Sauce K's got a near first down to the 11. 3rd and 3 coming up. Still scoreless in Houston as the Herd have an interception, but otherwise it's just been punt city
54 Mike.
in H-Town so far. Herd just a game back of Phoenix for the division lead. Joe Francis, a miscommunication with his 2 receivers on 3rd down. It looks like Florida is going to come up empty, or half empty, I should say, on this red zone trip. They will kick a field goal. Literally threw it in between 2 potential targets. The Florida Sharks at 2 and 8, still clinging to hope. They likely need to win out, although 7 and 9 is a possibility in the playoffs this season right now, as Webster's kick is up and good. Florida takes a 10-0 lead. That was a 28-yard field goal attempt for the Sharks. That goes through. Rene Leon with the last catch for Houston, and did that put them? Oh no, they're not even outside their own 20. Let's go there on 3rd down and 11, as Taylor's got his first carry for a first down for Dallas. That pass from Shanahan off the mark, a little bit out beyond his intended receiver, and we'll get one more punt in the first quarter in Houston. Ronnie Shanahan talking about the Houston weather. We do real-time weather here in the UFL. I check the weather before every broadcast, see what we got cooking around the country. Wind of over 15 miles an hour, or wind gusts of over 20 miles an hour get you a windy game, as Delaney gets the sack for Tennessee. That's going to knock Dallas back 8 more yards as they struggle to find the offense against Tennessee.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
Charlotte has dug themselves an early 10-0 hole. Hand off to Chris Curtis as they look to try to change that. Curtis picks up 8. Start of the second quarter, Montana's got the football. They are hanging with Houston. The Silvertips 3 and 7. They've lost 3 in a row and 5 of their last 6. They started 2 for 2. It's been kind of a quarterback carousel. Blake Green has been the steady force, but more rumblings about maybe Blake Green's tenure being over in Montana sooner rather than later. He was traded from Portland, if you remember when Montana and Portland had that primetime game when the Silvertips were 2 and 3, as James Cooley gets away from Florida's defense up to the Sharks' 46-yard line. And Charlotte's the only team across the 50 now, with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter there. Blake Green is going to be sacked again. This time, it's Seifert with the takedown. That's 3 different members of the Herd with a sack so far. James Cooley on a little bubble screen. Got a block. Cooley down the sideline. Touchdown, Charlotte. 46 yards for James Cooley, and the Royals are on the board. Dallas has to punt it away. 47 seconds to go in the first quarter there. The Ramblers will get the ball back up 10-3. The only touchdown in that game, the block punt for a score. So the only offensive touchdowns we've had today are in the Charlotte-Florida game, and each team has a passing touchdown. We got a lot of chatter in the chat tonight. Happy to have everybody along for the ride. As game night heats up here, we've got 3 one-score games early on as DJ Simeon gets it up to the 33-yard line. Joey Hudson saying hello. What's up, Joey? Sorry, I'm just now getting to your message. JW asked, what is a rambler? In this case, in the UFL, there actually is a whole story about what is a rambler. If you didn't know, you can go to the teams section of the UFL website, and we have, as Shanahan slips in the rain, we have every team's hype video on that team's panel, team's page, I should say, along with a map of the UFL and all the power-ups around the league, everything that makes these teams unique, as Joe Francis's pass is incomplete. So you can find all about why Tennessee is called the Ramblers and why it's been disappointing for Tennessee, who takes pride in the fact that they are considered a road warrior team, only have 1 win on the road this season. That was at Cincinnati. They have 2 wins at home as Snyder's pass is complete. 6 of 6 now, 2nd down and 4 for Tennessee. And you get the game recap up in the upper left-hand corner. Blake Green early and often has been put out of his misery early. Sack after sack after sack for Houston's front. Francis, who had a sack issue early on in the season, has been much better as of late, just takes a check down to Sauce K. Don Johnson on the tackle. Ralph Leopold was applying the pressure, but Florida will have to punt it away. The Sharks are 3.5-point underdogs at home, but coming off a win, and Charlotte coming off a win in which they did not score an offensive touchdown. Florida not as big of underdogs as you think, just 3 games back of Charlotte in the standings. Houston is a 5.5-point favorite against Montana that's lost 3 in a row. And Tennessee, a 7.5-point dog against the #1 team in the East, the Dallas Talons. But so far, so good for Tennessee, although they do come up short on that 3rd down. They will have to punt it away.
Let's go. 8 read.
3rd down and 6 for Montana.
Snap.
Can Houston get yet another stop? Blake Green throws it to the bottom of the screen, and yes, the stop is secure for Houston. That is Jerry Morton with the catch right at the sticks to force a 4th down and 1. And it looks like Montana's going to have to punt again. Deep shot, Cameron Duty looking for Rashad Lockley, and that pass is knocked away. Duty is just 3 of 9 so far for the Dallas Talons. Tennessee's defense has been outstanding today as Chris Curtis is near a 1st down for Charlotte. 21 yards on his first 5 carries. 3rd down and 2 for the Royals coming up. Hand off to Travius James, trying to get things more manageable for the Talons offense. 42 yards on 6 carries for Dallas. Curtis on 3rd down and 2 as a 1st down, and Charlotte's drive will stay alive. The Royals have done a good job weathering the storm after digging themselves an early 10-0 hole. Cameron Duty into the flats, and Tennessee all over it. That was a 3rd down play. And a stop for Joey Duncan II, Dexter Jackson, Mike Rodick, and this Tennessee Rambler defense. Other players playing defense today: Drew Drizzy, Mike Denali, Frank Bernstein, Ryan Van Holten, Michael Joseph, Don Johnson, Ralph Leopold, Joseph Alexis. 1st and 15. Clemens pass, incomplete. Dallas is punting. Let's go to Houston on a 3rd down and 4. Ronnie Shanahan trying to put something together offensively on a crosser. That pass is complete to the Montana 46-yard line. Hauled in by Lucas Ryan for a Houston 1st down. Beautiful punt from Dallas. It's been about the lone bright spot outside of the one that got blocked in return for a touchdown. So even that has been problematic for the Talons today.
Ready? 8, read.
Deep shot for Clements on 3rd down and 14. And that is out of bounds and incomplete. There goes Millsap on his first carry, the change of pace back, getting 11. And Stephon Hurdle III has a first down for Tennessee on a little counter. Good blocking up front from the Ramblers.
Ready, break.
4:40 to go in the first half in Houston, 9 minutes to go in the first half in Florida as Simeon is thrown down. 7:48 to go. Wow, Stephon Hurdle, who was a little shut down in his debut for Tennessee, he has been elusive to this Dallas defense. 20 yards on his first 5 carries. 2nd and 3 coming up for Tennessee. Tracking Houston across the 50 right now. This is Simeon getting one more. 35 yards on a healthy 12 first half carries. Another counter to Stokes, has another first down for Tennessee. Sauce K is bottled up at the line of scrimmage as Charlotte's defense stands tall. 10-7, 10-3, and 0-0 right now. 3:33 to go in the first half in Houston. The rain having an effect on the accuracy. Sauce K, wow, nice run. 8 yards for Florida. He made something out of nothing there on his 8th carry. Don Johnson, another tackle. This is a 51-yard field goal for Houston. And in the rain, that kick is good. So that will count as your 51 plus for the night. And Houston is finally on the board. 3-0 Herd. Houston a game back of Phoenix for the Southwest Division lead. Although earlier this season, Houston lost to Phoenix 27-25. But they will have a rematch in store later on this season. The Herd trying to hold off the Austin Lone Stars, who are up to 5-6. An impressive victory in their last game in prime time against the Fresno Bobcats. $7:15 to go in the first half for Joe Francis and the Sharks, who have the football back, and that pass is deflected over the middle and incomplete. Another empty possession for Tennessee. Dallas will take over on their own 20-yard line with 6:27 to go in the first half. Ronnie says the last game of the season Houston takes on Phoenix. That is going to be a monster one. RLS is in the house. The Houston Herd defense swarming. Last week they only gave up 6 points against Tennessee, who is now running on 5+ quarters without an offensive touchdown, or without a, well, yeah, where they had a special team score earlier today. Joey Duncan the second. Beautiful TFL in the backfield on James. 10 runs, 10 passes for Florida here in the first half. They hand it back off to K up to the Charlotte 44-yard line. Play fake for Cameron Duty. Looking for Lockley or anybody down the field to get open. Can't find anybody. Duty gets 3 yards. Not much of a runner. First down for Montana. That is unclaimed at tight end at Cedric Patrick with the catch. How about some league leaders through 10 weeks? Cardiac Squid, 1 yard ahead of Payne Price, 1,207 compared to 1,206 for Price. As Joe Francis goes long, he's got a catch into the red zone down to the Charlotte 12-yard line. Mark Anthony on the sideline as Florida's offense opens things up. Anthony's first catch for 30 yards on a corner route, expertly thrown. 2-minute warning in Houston. Passing yards belong to Isaac Covert of Cleveland, 3,264 yards. But that is done. Covert's time in Cleveland is over. He was released in favor of Shirani. That's a pick for Houston. Lofton with the interception, the second pick for Blake Green in the first half. And the offensive woes for the 3-7 Silvertips continue. Houston's defense playing out of their mind in the inclement weather. Joe Francis into the end zone. Touchdown in sunny Florida from 11 yards away. That is Michael Joseph again, his second touchdown of the evening. Florida goes up 16-7.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Clear.
Extra point pending for the Sharks. That kick is good, 17-7. Florida back up by 10. 10-play, 80-yard, 4 minutes, 7-second drive. Florida scored the most points they have the entire season last week in a 28-20 win over Motor City. They had to hold on a little down the stretch. But the Sharks got it done. Let's see what we got here. Houston is in the no-huddle offense under 2 minutes to go at the Montana 44-yard line. Shanahan deep down the sideline has Rene Leon down to the 15. Houston is into the red zone. Leon acquired last week, played his first game. That is his first catch of the day for 28 yards. John Clemens 8 of 14, 113 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
Ready.
We've got the herd in the red zone to the 15-yard line with 50 seconds to go. 2-minute warning in Tennessee. This is Ronnie Shanahan taking off and getting down to the 6. Houston will call their first timeout with 43 seconds to go in the second quarter. 4th down and 8. Tennessee has to punt again. Defense reigning supreme in Tennessee as well. Dallas almost came after that one, but could not get the block. John Clements is in trouble. Somehow gets the pass away. It is caught at the 46-yard line. James Cooley, 3 catches for 78 yards. And watch in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, Cooley in heavy traffic makes the grab for Charlotte. That one over the head of Washington, this time not overthrown. And Cooley did come down with that football. Camera duty now 6 of 12, but for just 46 yards. Taylor has 4 of the catches for Dallas. Rashad Lockley extremely quiet. No huddle offense for Dallas with 1:35 to go. Shanahan on first down and goal. That pass is caught for 5 yards out. That is D.R. Simeon with the touchdown. And Houston goes up 9-0. Really starting to get things moving. Five-yard score for Simeon. That is touchdown number 2 on the season. Charlotte is in Florida territory at the 33-yard line, so we'll bounce over there. James Cooley, 4 catches for 97 yards. He is tearing up the Sharks defense. Oh, Rashad Lockley in the open field. Oh, that was a pretty spin move if you didn't see it in the lower left-hand corner. Oh, we're not going to get a replay. That is a shame. 1:15 to go in the first half. Dallas trying to get their first touchdown of the day just before we hit the break. The only touchdown in that game, a punt block return for a score for 13 yards. Duty's pass is intercepted. Oh, Tennessee past midfield, breaking a tackle. Tennessee with a flag on the play. Unnecessary roughness, a late hit on Dallas in frustration. And the Ramblers come up with an interception just before the half as Dallas's struggles continue.
Here we go. Set. Lobo.
Now you can go ahead and put Tennessee in the red zone at the 20-yard line, tacking on that 15-yard penalty, and George Snyder has a completion down to the 4. 8 of 9 in the first half for 114 yards. That pass hauled in by unclaimed tight end Darrington Coleman. Blake Green fires over the middle. With 30 seconds left, Montana will try to put something together. 2-minute warning in Florida. Charlotte is driving, trying to answer the Florida touchdown.
58, the money. Coming, baby, I'm coming, baby.
Ready?
First and goal at the 4 for Snyder. Fires into the flat. That is caught for only a gain of 1. Tennessee will burn their first timeout. John Clements on the 3rd down and 13. Just gets rid of it, and the pass is caught at the 20-yard line. Into the red zone, Charlotte. That degree of difficulty was extreme for unclaimed Deshaun Walker, the wide receiver 3 in Charlotte. Florida's coach cannot believe it. What a great play. 2nd down and goal at the 3. 30 seconds to go. And Stephon Hurdle III cannot get in the end zone. Dallas looking for a goal line stand. Tennessee looking for their first offensive touchdown. 1 timeout left for Montana, 24 seconds to go. This ball in the field of play will incur a 10-second runoff. As that pass looking for Curtis is incomplete for Charlotte. Montana will have one more opportunity to get into field goal range. With about 9 seconds on the clock, they have to snap it before 5. Down to 6, well, they do snap it. That is a 4-yard touchdown run for Tennessee. That is Sherman on the score. And the Ramblers have opened it up. They are up by 13 over the number 1 seed in the East, Dallas Talons, who coincidentally have also lost to the Florida Sharks, who are also a few games out of the playoff picture. Final play of the first half for Montana. They cannot get into field goal range. And that's how we hit the break in rainy Houston. 10-0 Herd. Extra point is good for Tennessee. 17-3. Ramblers 17-7. Sharks 10-0 Herd at the break. The Ramblers are showing up tonight in the most difficult division in the Great East Conference. Clements is going to be sacked. I think that was 3rd down and 20, so now it's 4th and 30 for Charlotte. How about the Florida Sharks? 3 sacks in the first half. Dismantle the Charlotte drive, and the Royals will just have to punt it away. Dallas has to get something going here. They've got 3 timeouts and 1 last opportunity before the break, but only 21 seconds to go. Oh no, Charlotte's going to attempt a 57-yard field goal. They attempted a 61-yarder earlier in the game, and the 57-yarder this time is a terrible kick off the side of the foot. The 61-yarder had a chance to go in, but another long missed field goal for Charlotte will give Florida the football back with another opportunity just before the half. Dallas is out of bounds, saving the timeout with 17 seconds to go. Taylor has been the top target, not Neil Rivers, not Rashad Lockley, but Taylor, as Tennessee's done a great job on their top weapons to the outside. There goes Lucas Ryan on a jet sweep for Houston all the way to the Montana 41-yard line. Can we get another replay of that? Upper left-hand corner. On a jet sweep, Ryan makes 2 defenders miss. They crash into each other. Dallas with 10 seconds left did get out of bounds once again, but not much to show for it. Francis has 13 seconds left for Florida. That pass is caught to the sideline for a timeout. I should say to preserve a timeout. .45 viewers and counting here on another exciting edition of UFL Game Night, Part 3 of Week 12. Shanahan's throw a little bit out too wide to the intended receiver. 3rd down and 7 for the Herd. 8 seconds left for Cameron Duty. He just takes a check down. That's not going to get much of anything. Timeout Dallas. We'll see what they do with the final play of the half. The Talons offense a bit asleep at the wheel today. Lockley and Rivers extremely quiet. What a hit. Rene Leon. No, check that. That was DeAndre Lawson going up for the football for Houston. He got crushed on 3rd down and 7. Upper left, Bazinga. Final play of the half. Cameron Duty throws it up top to Neil Rivers. Nice job by Tennessee. They brought inside pressure, forced the ball out of Cameron Duty's hands early, and that's how the first half ends in Tennessee. The Ramblers dismantling the Dallas Talons in the first half, silencing their weapons. They have a 17-3 advantage. Houston is punting, and Charlotte has just gone to the half as well. So with all that, let's pause for league rights. We'll be right back. You're watching UFL Game Night.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Montana's at the 10. As we start back up here on UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, we've got 13 called numbers so far tonight. It's been a little bit quiet. We haven't had any oddity scores. 10-0, 17-3, 17-7 so far, as Houston and Montana are just ahead of our other 2 games that are just now kicking off in the second half. Florida and Tennessee pulling upsets. Houston taking care of business at home. 3rd down and 7 for Blake Green in the Silver Tips. Deep shot down the field. Incomplete. Kay Marion could not come down with it in double coverage, and Houston's defense comes up with another stop. The Herd defense improving as of late. They're just 20th in the league in points per game allowed, 24 a game. Two of the top 4 offenses squaring off tonight as Wichita hosts Milwaukee. The 6-4 Flyers against the 5-5 Stags. Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith have the call from Kansas. Ronnie Shanahan, 10 of 15, 122 yards and a touchdown in the opening half of play. Play fake, Joe Francis fires incomplete. 3rd down and 9 for Florida. George Snyder. Not going to get much there. Only 1 incompletion in the first half for Snyder and the Ramblers, but it's a quick 3 and out. Foxworth with a nice tackle in the flat. Oh, what a catch for the Sharks down to the 46-yard line. And there goes DJ Simeon all the way 62 yards for a touchdown. No, check that. Millsap came in the game and took one away from DJ. Joseph fighting off the defender for Florida. Back-to-back terrific plays as Joseph backs into a 1st down and more. And how about Millsap for the Houston Herd? The change of pace back with just his 2nd touchdown of the season. Only averages about 4.5 carries a game, but gets the score for the Herd. Unfortunately, no new numbers off the board. 17-0 Houston all over Montana. Just a 42-second drive for the Herd. Meanwhile, Dallas has a 1st down up near their 40-yard line. The pass out of the backfield. Nicely done to the fullback. Let's go to Florida, where Joe Francis off of play action is going deep, and that pass is incomplete. 3rd down and long coming up for the Sharks again. 10-14 left in the 3rd quarter there. 20 passes, 10 runs for Dallas. They have not been able to establish a run game as Travius James takes off, breaks a tackle and gets 6 yards. 42 yards on 8 carries. Maybe they should look to the ground game a little more here in this second half before it gets late too early. Francis has passed a little long, so Florida's going to come up empty. Back to Tennessee. 2nd down and 4. And again, the Ramblers defense stands tall, forcing a 3rd down. Tennessee got a boost from their strong safety. They have really struggled on 3rd down this season. Dead last in the league and have been particularly bad on 3rd down and short. But today, they are coming up clutch. Another 4th down decision coming up for Dallas. And it's true, Tennessee gives up 54.5% on 3rd down. Their opponents have converted a league-high 72 3rd down conversions this season, but not there. Now it's 4th down and 1 for Dallas. They're going to punt the football. Tennessee gets another stop. There goes K. Marion, 74 yards, and Montana's on the board. Oh, did the Silvertips need that one? The shutout is over. Green finds his top target, who just had enough juice to get past 4 different herd members in the secondary. And we've now had back-to-back 50-plus yard touchdown scores. John Clements on a read option keeper. 1st down to the 34-yard line. Charlotte picks up 12. Royals still down 10 as they've been much of this game. 9:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the extra point is good for Montana, and these games in many respects feel like they're mirroring themselves today. 17-7, 17-3, 17-7 right now in the early stages of the 3rd quarter here on Game Night. Chris Curtis has a huge run up to the 46. That's a pickup of 20 yards, up to 44 yards on 10 carries. Hurdle gets away from a Dallas defender, and then down the sideline to the 37. Snyder's 11 of 13. Hurdle very difficult to, man, he almost ran over his coach. They're on the sideline. 1st down and 10. Charlotte is past midfield, but Clemens' pass is inaccurate. Vegas won their 7th straight game earlier this week. 31-24, fending off the fading Atomics. It's going to be 3rd down for Charlotte coming up. We were talking about leaders earlier in the day. How about your receiving leaders on the season? That would be Rashad Lockley, 1,034 through the first 10 games, but Lockley has been really quiet today. I believe only 1 catch. It's 3rd down and 9 for Clements. Are you kidding me? DJ Simeon, he got out of that and got a 1st down to the 46-yard line. Upper left-hand corner, got to take another look at it. Simeon bouncing off of a tackle in the backfield, then turning the corner. Stepped out of bounds, otherwise he could have gone for more.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
15, check my 15.
Buck Wild and James Walters also over 1,000 receiving yards in the first 10 games. Fields with the catch and a 1st down for Tennessee up to the Dallas 46. The time is fading on the Talons, just 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Charlotte is nearing the red zone, down 17-7, but that pass has led too far out of bounds. 3rd down coming up for Houston, trying to fend off Montana, who scored on their last offensive drive. Charlotte facing a 3rd down and 8. Clements pass is caught over the top of the defense. 22 yards. James Cooley for the Royals touchdown. And a deep shot from Houston falls incomplete. But Cooley beat Washington. New to this defensive alignment. And 22 comes off the board as number 19 gets it into the end zone for Charlotte. It's back to a 4-point game. Houston's got a punt, so Montana gets the stop. That's what Dallas needs right now. 3rd down and 7 for Tennessee at the Dallas 43-yard line. George Snyder, unclaimed hit as he threw and sacked. That is Frank Bernstein on a blitz, his 2nd sack of the day as you look at Marion's updated numbers in the upper left-hand corner. Bernstein on the safety blitz. Fools Tennessee up front again, and Dallas's defense comes up with a monster stop. Kick is out of bounds at the 4. So the 4:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dallas is pinned back in their own territory. Montana with a little bit of momentum right now. What can they do with the ball down 10? It's now 3rd down and 4. There's Travius James's updated numbers. Florida trying to fend off Charlotte, and Charlotte trying to fend off the rest of the East. Holding on to that number 8 seed right now, the final wild card spot. And Montana's got a 1st down to the 46-yard line of Houston. Don't look now, Bradley with the catch. Montana up over 200 yards. They are driving with the football. Joe Francis. Last time Charlotte scored a touchdown, Florida went down and got a touchdown. What can they do here? Mark Anthony with the catch, and Florida's now over 200 yards. Man, the turnaround in performance from Florida from the first week to now just goes to show the growth and the importance of team voting, staying with it, never giving up. Oh, wow, Cameron Duty, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Are you kidding me? Rashad Lockley with a 25-yard catch, and the degree of difficulty was at 1,000,000. This is a great angle here. Wow. Lockley getting the feet in. Man, that's close. That might be worth a challenge for Tennessee. And it is. Now, wait a minute. It says Dallas is challenging. I'm pretty sure they ruled this a catch. I don't know what's going on in Tennessee. That's a first for me. Bradley with another catch for Montana, and the Silver Tips up to the Houston 31-yard line. This little wheel route there from the Y receiver. And it is a 1st down. But I don't know why Dallas, I mean, I thought that initially they ruled that a catch. And again, Lockley down the field to the Tennessee 35-yard line. Finally, the Talons are finding ways to get the top receiver in the UFL the football. Joe Francis on a play fake has Florida back in the red zone. Every time Charlotte answers, Florida has had a response. Montana on a procedure penalty. Now 1st and 15 at the Houston 36. Blake Green threw that into heavy traffic. Wasn't worth it. Knocked away by the herd.
70, Indy.
To Florida we go. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line of Charlotte. Play fake. Francis into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Florida! Williams down to the 21-yard line for Montana. Mark Anthony from 19 yards away. The 3rd passing touchdown of the day for Joe Francis. Lockley, 1st down to the Tennessee 20-yard line. Things are getting spicy. Anthony going up and getting that Francis catch, or Francis throw rather. 24-14 Florida. Now Montana is into the red zone. Down to the 18-yard line, trying to make it back-to-back touchdowns. Here in the third quarter, Bradley's 7th catch. Toss play, Travius James looking for a block, still on his feet. And Dallas is down to the 14-yard line. The Sharks finding their groove. Charlotte trying to hang on. This is a handoff for Montana down to the 9. Buchanan's first carry for 8 yards. Third down and 3 coming up for Dallas.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Clear.
2nd and 1 for Montana at the 9. Handoff. Williams is stopped in the backfield. Duty on third down. That is caught at the 7. Keeping the drive alive. Seifert with another TFL for the Herd. First and goal for Dallas when we start the fourth quarter. Card 55 for JW on his first night. Is he really about to win a bingo? Ronnie's going to be upset. And that is a confirmed Hugo in that 5th row vertical. Blake Green over the middle. That is caught at the 1. Montana with 1:10 to go in the third. That's K. Marion storming back against Houston in the rain. First and goal Dallas from the 7. Dump off James, knocked out of bounds at the 5. Third down quickly for Charlotte. They must respond with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. First and goal at the 1-yard line. Blake Green gonna pass, hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. Let's go to Montana. We got to go to Montana here. It's 2nd and goal of the 1. Handoff, Williams gonna walk in the end zone. The Silver Tips have 13 unanswered. That's a 1-yard score. And Cameron Duty is sacked by the flag. It's a face mask on Tennessee. And now it's going to be first and goal at the 5. That's called on Dexter Jackson. Extra point is good for Montana. 14 unanswered for the Silver Tips. It's now a 3-point game. Handoff, Travius James, Tennessee again with the stop. 2nd and goal at the 4 coming up. Did that ball die at the 1? Yes, it did. Charlotte's Jimmy Smith. Look at this punt. Dies right before the goal line. That's the greatest punt I've ever seen. And another face mask on Tennessee. Oh my goodness. So now it's first and goal, half the distance at the 4. Sauce K takes the handoff to the 7, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. First and goal again for Dallas at the 4-yard line. Duty hands it off to James. And James is in for the touchdown. Finally, Dallas is able to convert, and it's just an 8-point game. Joe Francis standing at his goal line. The pass is caught wide open. First down, Florida. They get out of the shadow of their own end zone. That's a 20-yard catch for Mark Anthony. An inexcusable defense there out of Charlotte. Boy, Travius James had to work for that 4-yard touchdown. The Talons and the Silver Tips are not done yet.
The kicker on for the extra point. The kick is good. Makes the score around 17.
Extra point is good for Dallas. Montana needs a stop. Houston needs an answer. End of the third quarter in Texas. The Herd have given up 14 straight. Can Montana complete the comeback in the fourth?
Here we go, set, 30 base.
Come off the ball,
Five.
Shanahan's pass incomplete. Fourth down, Houston. Oh boy. The Herd, who had some issues earlier in the season giving up big leads, they did that in a win over Rochester. This is not good news. Montana's going to have a chance to take the lead. They were down 17-0 earlier in the third quarter. Florida is the closest to scoring position, and Sauce K's got a first down.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
Tennessee up 17-10, trying to prevent Dallas from completing a comeback. That pass caught by Jermichael Dixon, who's been disappointingly quiet today for Montana, but Mike Denali and the rest of the Herd defense have done a good job on him.
Ready, ready.
Play fake to K. Now Joe Francis has some time, dumps it off to K. That gets 4 yards. 18 of 26, 240 plus for Francis. Florida still protecting a 10-point lead, thanks in part to 2 touchdowns following Charlotte's 2 scores. 2nd and 5 for Blake Green in Montana, but that doesn't go anywhere, and neither does that for Tennessee. A triple team tackle. There goes K. 106 yards on 20 attempts. Sauce K has Florida back in the red zone. The Sharks just won't quit. A season high 28 last week. They're going for their first 30-point game as K runs through the defense. A critical 3rd down and 3 in Tennessee right now for the Ramblers at their own 43-yard line. A 3rd and 5 for Montana at their own 32-yard line. Snyder's going to hand it off. They got it. Green's going to throw it. They did not get it. And Houston gets the stop. 14 carries, 50 yards for Stephon Hurdle III. And the Ramblers have another first down. Hand off to K, inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line for the Sharks. Another Florida first down. K punishing the Royals defense in the second half. You see Shanahan in the second half, just 3 of 7 for 36 yards as Houston tries to fend off Montana and get above 500 heading into week 13. Dallas in need of a stop with 7:40 remaining. Shanahan's pass incomplete. Handoff K, 1-yard score. Florida is over 30 for the first time this season. That was a little fullback dive. And another 1-yard duplicate score. It has not been a day for Hugo players, just 18 called numbers, some of the fewest that we've had here on game night, but we've still got games in the fourth quarter right now. The only Hugo winner was a first-time player. And J.W. Hartshorn, as that extra point is good. That is a 10-play, 100-yard drive following that outstanding punt from Jimmy Smith. And on 4th down and 2, Tennessee's going to play conservative, play some defense. Their punter's going to pop this one inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Don't forget a big-time showdown in the East, and trust me, Wichita and Milwaukee are watching this Charlotte result right now Florida now up 3 scores with 9:43 to go. If Charlotte loses, that opens the door for Milwaukee to get to the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. If you're not familiar with the UFL playoff procedures, each division winner gets a playoff spot 1 through 4, and then the top 4 teams in the conference, regardless of division, get the 4 wild card spots seeded 5 through 8. The wild cards go on the road to take on the division winners in the first round, and then the bracket reseeds to make sure that the top seed gets the worst record remaining in the 1-4-3-2 matchups in the conference semifinals. As Cameron Duty's pass is incomplete, that'll set up a 3rd down and 2. Charlotte's going to have to go hurry up for this entire 4th quarter. Houston is trying to get some distance on Montana. They're up to the Silvertip 33-yard line with 8.5 to play. Cameron Duty, deep shot. Oh, what a hit. John Clements, deep shot. James Cooley caught at the 6-yard line. Charlotte's in the red zone. Houston's got a 1st down. And another big-time hit from Tennessee.
60 outlaw.
John Clements on a 1st and goal from the 6. Lost the ball. Scooped up by a Charlotte lineman, but a loss of 11. And that kills momentum of the Royals drive. The Talons go 3 and out. They have to punt it away. Tennessee maybe 1 possession away from holding on to this upset victory. 7 minutes to go in the 4th in Houston. Handoff, DJ Simeon in some open space down to the 23, up to 76 yards. Now it's 3rd down and goal, Charlotte, from the 17-yard line. 3rd down and 5 at the 23 for Houston. A field goal would keep that a 1-score game. Shanahan's got bigger plans, but Lawson is tackled in the field of play at the 22-yard line, so 4th and 4. Meanwhile, Charlotte ran it just to get a little closer, make 4th down more manageable, but Curtis only got 2 yards. So now it's 4th and goal at the 15 for Charlotte. It might be the Royals' last stand. Montana gets the half stop. Houston will have to settle for a field goal. This is a 39-yard field goal attempt for Houston to make it 20-14, and the kick is good. 4th and goal for the 15, and Charlotte has a touchdown. 15, 20, 39, all hitting simultaneously as Timbers makes the catch and Clements just gets rid of it. There is a fumble in the Tennessee game. It's 4th down. It was 3rd down. George Snyder, where's he going? All sorts of discombobulated in the backfield. The extra point is good for Charlotte. So 21 is off the board. That's a flurry of activity on your Hugo cards there. Charlotte scores on a 4th and goal at the 15. Dallas gets a quick 3 and out. They didn't even have to worry about taking any timeouts. A mess of a drive there from Tennessee as they try to close out this upset on the Talons. Blake Green now will get the football back, down 1 score with 5:50 to go in the 4th quarter. It's a 1-score game in Tennessee, and we're down to 10 in Daytona Beach. Dallas has the ball to the 33-yard line. Blake Green as an open receiver to the 46 of Montana. Still plenty of time, 5:27 to go.
You ready?
54, right there, 54, Mike. I want that. Give me that.
Ready?
Give me that ball.
Sauce K on the carry to the 30. And it doesn't look like anybody was able to get a Hugo off those 4 quick numbers. 3rd down and 6 for Dallas. 3:06 to go. Cameron Duty fires. It is caught on the sideline just barely. Montana's across the 50. Lockley had to stretch out for that one. Get another look at it. Look at Lockley. What a toe tap, and he got the kneecap down on the Tennessee sideline. That is beautiful. Blake Green's pass on 2nd and 3 is incomplete. Now it's 3rd down for Montana. 1st down for Dallas across the Tennessee 50-yard line. Cameron Duty dropping back to throw. He's going to avoid a sack. Duty going to take off and run. In the open field, not much of a runner, down to the Tennessee 41-yard line. Blake Green is going to be sacked on 3rd down. Now it's 4th down for Montana with under 5 to play. I think you got to punt that. Florida has to punt it.
57 Mike 57.
And Florida's punt is going to be downed at the 2-yard line. There is a flag in the Dallas game. Lockley lost the ball. It got stripped out of his hands, but it's a hold on Dallas anyway. So it's going to be 2nd down and long for Dallas. Montana will have to punt the football away. Clements 18 of 30, 299 and 3 touchdowns. Most of that James Cooley, as that pass from Cameron Duty is incomplete on 2nd down and 15. Card number 17 for Pseudo.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Nope, it's vertical tonight, not horizontal. Vertical with the win. Sorry, Charles. Deep shot on 3rd and 15 for Cameron Duty. No. 4th down and long. Clements, watch out, safety for Florida. That'll give you 33 as a number off the board. And things just went from bad to worse for Charlotte. So 33-21 now with 6:22 to go. Houston now has the football back as Charlotte is desperate for another stop on a 3rd down and 1. 4th and 15 for the Dallas Talons. Tennessee brings some pressure, and Cameron Duty's pass is overthrown. Turnover on downs. Tennessee with another stop. Joey Duncan II in coverage. And on 3rd down and 1, Ronnie Shanahan was sacked. Card 59 for Leon. Yes, that is a vertical Hugo. Actually, oh yeah, no, you're good to go.
10 Lobo.
So Leon's got a bingo tonight. JW's got one tonight. And there goes Stephon Hurdle III. 1st down, Tennessee. Dallas has started using their timeouts. Houston had to punt the football away, so Blake Green's got it back. 1st down for Florida and Mark Anthony. Oh, we got to get back on camera, boys and girls.
Ready? 15.
Did I miss 31 on the numbers? Yeah, I certainly did. Thank you, Rob. Handoff. That is down to the 31-yard line. Blake Green is going to be sacked again. Marks his 2nd sack. Quickly rising up the leaderboards. So just again, real quick, 31 is a valid number. No 8, no 12.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
Mike 58 right there. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Deep shot for Montana, incomplete. Now it's 4th and 15. George Snyder, oh, he went for a pass before the 2-minute warning, and there's actually 1 second left. as Sauce K's got a first down to the 39-yard line.
Down. 50. Plant.
We are now under 5 in all 3 games. YOUFL for Gamenight has closed. 2-minute warning in Tennessee. The Ramblers trying to pull a stunner. Sauce K has a first down to the Charlotte 22-yard line. Hand off again, Stephon Hurdle trying to put Dallas away. Tennessee would improve to 4-7. And how about Tennessee and El Paso on the cusp of both being 3-7 and both beating 2 of the top 3 teams in the Great East Conference here in Week 12.
Let's go. 90 Wolf.
Turnover on downs. We just missed out as Montana can't get anything going. Houston takes the football back. A 6-point advantage, although Shanahan throws an incompletion. Houston not doing the best here with their clock management. You might see that in a UFL game due to the fact that Montana still has all 3 timeouts. You're not in total conservative mode at that point yet because they still can stop the clock. And so Houston's just trying to get the yards they can until Montana starts burning some timeouts like they did there. Only when a team is out of timeouts will a team go into ultra-conservative mode. Now it's 3rd down and 4 for Houston. 2:18 to go in the 4th quarter. Tennessee is taking knees, people, on a 1st and goal at the 5. They don't have anything to prove today. The Ramblers bounce back from their loss to Houston last week. They hold on to beat the Dallas Talons 17-10. And there's the other side of the offense not going super conservative as Ronnie Shanahan just got another first down for Houston and forced Montana to take their 2nd timeout.
Ready.
The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
Car number 54, we're going to check that. YOUFL for JW. Yeah, you got it. Oh, there's a play. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Wait a second. Charlotte has just blocked a field goal. I thought that game was over. Touchdown, Royals. It's a 6-point game. Florida had it in the bag. They went for the field goal to go up 15. It's blocked and taken back the other way. Touchdown, Lucas Ryan. There's too much going on. Touchdown, Lucas Ryan. Houston goes up 13. Ryan in the back of the end zone. The extra point is good for Charlotte. And now it's just a 5-point lead for Florida with 2:05 to go in the 4th quarter. Tennessee improves to 4-7. Dallas falls closer to the pack in the East, 8-3, now 1 game ahead of 7-4 Miami and 7-4 Rochester, now tied with St. Louis for the lead. And that means that St. Louis, depending upon some tiebreakers, could be your new #1 seed in the Great East Conference after today. Let's actually take a look at that. I want to see conference record. They're both 6-2 in conference, but Dallas played a conference game today, which means they fall to 6-3 in conference, which means that St. Louis now has the better conference record and the #1 seed in the Great East Conference. The 2-point try for Houston is good. It's Lucas Ryan again, one of the best unclaimed receivers in the league. 28-14, 5-play, 31-yard drive for Houston. They are now up comfortably 28-14 over Montana. Meanwhile, in Florida, the Sharks have to pick up a first down as Charlotte has the 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts to try to get the football back. The Royals in this game, thanks to a blocked field goal, return for a score late in this one when we thought it was all over with. 33-28 Florida. Gives it off to Kay. Timeout Charlotte. It is 3rd down and 4. Remember, the Royals already have a fourth quarter comeback in this state. They came back to defeat the Miami Pirates in the final minutes of that game. That final score was 30-29. This is 33-28. 2-minute warning in Houston. 3rd down and 4. Charlotte needs a stop. Play fake. Joe Francis all day to throw. He's running out of time, and he is sacked. Charlotte's going to get an opportunity for another comeback in the Sunshine State. Green's pass incomplete to the sideline. Milwaukee and Wichita coming up next. Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith standing by. Man, the Florida Sharks have had a tough time finding wins so far this season, losing games 13-17 twice, 10-17, 27-19. These were all early on in the season. They've won 2 of their last 4. John Clements 18-31, 299 yards. Charlotte snapped a 2-game losing streak last week with that win over Cleveland. This is their moment. Clements to throw. Clements sacked. Back of the 20-yard line, 2nd sack for Jefferson. And Florida has 6 sacks today. Green is also taken down. That's Lou Marks again. Lou Marks, by the end of tonight, might be number 1 in the league in sacks, and he's unclaimed. Another sack on Clements. 3rd for Jefferson. It's a sack party in Daytona Beach. Down to 1:05 to play. 3rd and 25 for Charlotte. Just hurling it up there. It's caught by Abarazabo at the 39-yard line. 4 catches for 67 yards. I mean, that was a complete prayer from John Clements, caught with 40 seconds to go. At the 39-yard line, Clements fires it into the flat. That pass is caught past the 50. Face mask on Florida, gonna tack on 15 more yards.
Face mask. Defense. Automatic 1st down.
1st down at the 34-yard line of Florida now for Charlotte. This is just a breakdown here from the Sharks. 51st offensive play of the day for Clements and the Royals. Checks it down. That is another face mask. Curtis is thrown down. Florida, you do not have to kill these guys. That puts the ball on the 17. Remember, Florida had a terrible penalty day earlier this season, and in fact, I want to check the records just very quickly on penalties. Florida, actually not too shabby, 13 for 92 yards this season, but this is not good. Charlotte down to the 17-yard line, 30 seconds to go. Clements back to throw. He's sacked again. It's either a penalty or a sack. They only have 1 timeout, 10-second runoff. Sumler with the stop. Down to 15, down to 14. Houston has held off Montana. They win 28-14. Clements, 2nd down and 19, 6 seconds to go. Clements has to get rid of the football. That pass is incomplete at the goal line. 3 seconds left for Charlotte. Montana falls to 3-8. Houston now 6-5, just a half game back of the Phoenix Skyhawks for the Southwest lead. This is it for Charlotte. They won it on the last play of the game in Miami. Can they win it on the last play of the game in Daytona Beach? Clements down the field. The pass is caught at the 10, and the tackle is made short of the end zone. Florida holds on for their 2nd consecutive win. Their 1st win streak of the season, improving to 3-8. Florida is not done yet. And the Great East conference race just got a little bit tighter, with Charlotte losing and falling to 5-6. Milwaukee now has an opportunity to get into the top 8 with a win tonight at Wichita. Cue the outro. You can see Charlotte and Florida's final stats on their individual video page or individual live stream on the video section of VFN. Your final scores tonight: Houston beats Montana 28-14. Tennessee holds off Dallas 17-10. And the Sharks survive Charlotte 33-28. Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith have prime time coming up next. 5-5 Milwaukee and 6-4 Wichita. Reset those cards and get ready for twice the fun with Hugo and prime time coming up for all of us here at VFN headquarters. And for the UFL, I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. We'll see you back here Friday night. We got a big night of game night. New Orleans at Washington, a pair of 4-6 teams in the East, now potentially just a half game back of the final playoff spot. Portland visits Minnesota. The Huskies hanging on to a wild card spot in the West. Dakota at Phoenix, 2 teams at the top of their divisions, but struggling recently. That's in prime time, and we have a doozy. San Jose, 5-5 on a winning streak, taking on 7-3 San Diego. A huge battle in the Pacific. You can see it right here on Game Night. That's it for us. Mike and Gerald coming up momentarily from Kansas. Have a great night, everybody.